Thank you for coming to this training to talk about Scott's token economy with response cost program. Scott is a 26-year-old man living in a group home with a mild intellectual disability as well as ADHD. The problem behaviors are inappropriate social interactions, particularly getting too close to others, engaging in sexual behavior such as kissing or genital touching, and verbal aggression, particularly swearing. These behaviors were assessed by notes from those in the group home, and the conditions described in the assessments, the observations rather, from the group home staff were used to develop a baseline procedure to determine the rate at which Scott is engaging in the target behavior. So this is the graph of our assessment. You can see the baseline on the left-hand side. What we did for that was, for each behavior, we created a condition of what's called non-contingent reinforcement, essentially attending to Scott readily all the time, just engaging with him, and we were ignoring all of the inappropriate behavior. So we provided no redirection or anything if he engaged in one of the three target behaviors, the closeness, the sexual behavior, or the aggression. You can see the line where the intervention was implemented. So the intervention that we're using is a token economy with a response cost procedure. We implemented this one behavior at a time, targeting those three sections of behavior that we've been talking about. But now that we are moving on to having you implement the procedure, you will be able to target all three behaviors at the same time within the procedure. So a token economy works in a way that Scott earns tokens for engaging in the appropriate behaviors, appropriate social behavior, which we already know he's capable of, and decreases the inappropriate social behaviors. There is research to support that this will work in adults and that this works in people with disabilities. So what will happen when you implement this procedure is that you will, at the beginning of the day, provide Scott with 5 tokens. This ensures that Scott has something to start with, and then anytime he is in a social situation, you'll start a timer for 10 minutes. After the 10 minutes has elapsed, if Scott has not engaged in any of the problem behaviors, any of the inappropriate social behaviors, then you provide him with another token, and he collects these tokens in his pouch throughout the day. If Scott does engage in an inappropriate behavior during the 10-minute interval, you stop the interval, remove a token from Scott, and restart the interval. So he has to engage in 10 minutes of appropriate behavior to get the token. And the interval will restart and a token will be taken anytime that Scott engages in the problem behavior. He then will collect these tokens throughout the day and be able to exchange them 3 times within the day. These times can be whatever times will work for you as a staff to ensure that you can actually honor what he's exchanging them for. So it will be 1 time in the morning, 1 time in the afternoon, and 1 time in the evening. So Scott can sort of ration his tokens as he sees fit to earn whatever it is that he wants. So we've provided a price list. This is the price list. It is off of Scott's preferences, and the tokens are associated with a higher cost for more costly items or items that take more time. These are the tokens that Scott has been using, and this is the pouch that he's collecting them in. So you want to make sure that both these tokens and the pouch are available to Scott throughout the day. So this procedure has worked for Scott to decrease his inappropriate social behaviors, and we want that to continue. So it can be used during any times of social interaction, like I already said, but it should not be used for other problem behaviors. Say Scott starts engaging in maybe throwing items or physical aggression towards another person. We want to stick to these 3 social behaviors that he's learned within this token economy. It should not be used when he's alone because there won't be an opportunity of an inappropriate social behavior. And it should not be used when some of the social behaviors are appropriate. For example, if he were on a date, it might be appropriate to hug the person that he's on a date with. So it wouldn't be appropriate to use this token economy. Thank you so much for attending this training. And forward to seeing how you all are able to implement this program with Scott.